Storm Team Alert, tracking Florence.
Welcome back this Sunday morning. We are continuing our coverage of the devastation Florence is bringing to our state.
Yeah, and I'm just in my ear as we're coming out of break, getting new information on another death related to Florence.
Live in Fayetteville, Sheena LZ, CBS 17 News.
All right, Sheena, thank you so much for that update because the rain is still pouring down there in Cumberland County. Fayetteville is getting so hard. In fact, the city leaders and the city council is going to have an emergency meeting at 12:30, so we're going to provide an update whenever it comes to Fayetteville.
Okay, good. Good to hear that. All right, we've got some other updates for you as far as schools are concerned.
And that's also the case for our local universities. We're talking about NC State, UNC, Shaw, Campbell, St. Augustine's, and Central. They do not have classes. There's no decision so far on Wake Tech, but classes at ECU will resume on Wednesday.
All right, we're going to take a look at this video that's just coming in. This is someone with a GoPro on the front of their vehicle. You can see, Felicia, there's debris from the trees there. There's a down tree that's coming up where that car just went around. That's probably I think that's a pine tree. Lots of North Carolina pines, which is a softwood tree in that part of the state. So it's easy for those to split in half or tumble over.
And we mentioned this before, when the ground gets too saturated, the trees cannot stand. Some of them are falling over from the root. It doesn't really matter if the tree is diseased or damaged before. It is just too wet outside for many of the trees out there, which is why they're falling. So if you are driving in these conditions and you have to drive, you've got to be careful.
If you were in the dark and driving that, you would run right into that water.
And plus, you can't see what's going on. When the water's too high, your car could stall out.
Yep, and we know that from Matthew, the vast majority of deaths came from drownings. All right, I think we're going to talk to Aaron Clanahan now, who's got another update for us.
You know, I was able to see this as well. It was a rescue mission that happened in New Hanover County. We're going to show you this video right here. This is the Indiana Task Force 1. They tweeted out this video earlier this morning of a rescue in the area of North Chase Parkway and North College Road. This team says they are on its 28th hour as of right now. One tweet even says it's absolutely one of the most challenging nights they have ever experienced, and they don't believe there's going to be much downtime because the rain is still falling in certain parts of the area. As you can see, that is a FEMA boat out there, and they're able to rescue not just people, but they're actually taking dogs.
I saw that beautiful dog, and sitting in the boat, you know he's scared, but he's grateful. All right, we've got some other video that came into the newsroom within the last few minutes. This is from the Fayetteville Police Department. They tweeted this video. It's so very much appreciated. You can see where they blocked that road and area off there too, but glad they could get those folks out safely.
And just to talk a little bit more about Fayetteville, we mentioned earlier that city leaders and the city council is going to have an emergency meeting that takes place at 12:30. So in just a few minutes, that meeting is going to start. But they also were able to provide some buses to go by and pick people up and take them to shelters. Another shelter opened up. It was Manna Church. That shelter is now open. It's able to take 175 people. So they're going out there to make sure people are safe and rescued if they are in need in Fayetteville.
Absolutely. And you know who else is doing a lot? It's the Louisiana Cajun Navy. They're on the coast helping with rescues.
Seeing here this group of people, they just never flooded before.
Incredible to see that, too, and we certainly appreciate CNN for sharing that video content with us as well.
And you know what? Whenever I watch this and I hear those stories that are happening right now in North Carolina, it reminds me of the spirit of North Carolina people. We're talking about resilient people that work together in their time of need. They've certainly gone through it before, and they will get through this as well. We will. Steve Sprazier's in Wayne County. Let's check in with Steve Sprazier. Thank you, Steve, so much for that update. We're getting a lot of comments from people saying that they really appreciate the coverage, because if they didn't know what was coming, they wouldn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? And don't forget, you know, if you've lost power, you're going to lose power. You've got a family member. We're on all the time, on live. New Bern is one of the areas that was hit hardest whenever Florence came through. This resident says he's happy that he's alive. Where were you whenever the Florence moved through in New Bern?
Well, I took my son. I took my niece and my son in the day before, and we actually bugged out of New Bern and went up north because you know, they were so forceful about how dangerous it was going to be, you know. And so I've never run through a hurricane before, you know. I've never evacuated, but I just this time was going to be different. So we evacuated, and I took the children, and we left the state. Were you able to salvage anything? Well, thankfully, I put the family, photo albums up on a tall dresser before I left. So I've got family photo albums. We do have those, and any of the artwork or paintings that were on the wall, above 3 feet, are salvageable. But all the furniture's gone. Our beds are gone. The bedroom furniture's gone. The dresser's gone. The bathroom's gone. The kitchen's gone. Everything's gone that was below 3 feet. And the shed is crushed by a tree in the back, and that was filled with stuff. And so everything in the shed was a loss, and it's going to be a long road back to recovery.
What do you want people to know as a resident and as someone who's lost so much already?
I want everybody to know that I lost everything, and at the same time, I lost nothing, because my children are alive, I'm alive, and Jesus is still our Savior, whether my house is standing or falling. And so it's my faith that really keeps the peace in my heart through this. I know that one way or another, we're gonna bounce back. You just don't have any choice. That's just the way life is. You get knocked around a little bit, and you got to get back up and keep on going.
Yeah, that's his sound right there. According to the mayor of New Bern, more than 4,000 homes have been damaged there. Paul, this is just heartbreaking to take in.
It is, and unfortunately, we're just not out of the woods with the flooding threat or the tornado threat.
This morning.
Good morning, everyone. All eyes are on this winter system as it moves its way across the U.S. Paul will have when we can expect to start seeing that winter weather right here.
That's right.
The bells are too loud. I mean, it sounds like those neighbors. Have beef. Thanks.
Yeah, they got beef, and that was cheesy.
That was cheesy. I like the penguin.
Hey, you got it.
Dairy joke.
Oh.
Wow, that went around
that
the
went over
building
my...
before I got to Denia.
Hey, it's Friday.
Whew.
I'm in vacation mode already.
Yeah, you're already on the other continent. Let's take a look at what's happening weather-wise.
Yeah, and we're working hard to make sure you are prepared, including our consumer investigative reporter, Steve Sprasia. He has some tips on what to do about your car.
Roxborough also preparing their homes for the snow.
They sure are. Generators are getting pulled off the shelf and pretty quickly. And the past winter storms, Lowe's was actually sold out of generators. Our cameras were there as employees put more generators on the shelves. Manager Eric Shelton tells CBS 17 right now they are fully stocked and they are ready for the community. And you can find all of this information plus get some custom weather alerts with our CBS 17 weather app. You can also upload your weather pictures using that app. Just search for CBS 17 in your app store. Also feeling festive is the town of Carborough. It's holding its 22nd annual holiday tree lighting tonight. It starts at 6 right in front of Town Hall. Let's hope they have some pretty good weather besides it being really chilly out, right, Paul?
It'll be chilly.
And they're doing so with just a day to spare. Parts of the government are set to run out of money at midnight. If the president signs the funding measure, they will be able to operate until December 21st. But that sets up yet another showdown just days before Christmas. The main source of the disagreement is President Trump's request for $5 billion for his border wall. And the futures look dim this morning after a wild ride on Wall Street yesterday. The Dow fell 79 points, but at one point was down more than 700. The NASDAQ gained 29.
Good morning. A new type of vending machine to help college students during finals week.
I wonder if it actually works. And CBS's Diane King Hall joins us live. Good morning, Diane.
Good morning, Felicia and Tanaya. It offers ready-to-eat bacon strips and bacon bites for $1. The quirky vending machine is part of a fundraiser. The proceeds will go to the university's Meat Science Club. Tanaya and Felicia.
Bacon, bacon.
Bacon, bacon. All right, thank you, Diane. And we will be
bacon, bacon, bacon. All right, thank you.
All right, have a good weekend, Diane. All right, we will be. And Governor Cooper has named a new state elections board chairman.
Yes, we finally know who this person is. Current Vice Chairman Joshua Malcolm will now replace Andy Penry. Penry resigned after some complaints about comments he made about the president on social media. This comes as the board investigates reported fraudulent activity in Bladen County, which was related to mail-in absentee ballots. And this is something any ex never wants to hear. A woman is now facing attempted murder charges this morning. This ex-girlfriend girlfriend is accused of setting a house on fire last month. Deputies say this woman right here, 32-year-old Dudley woman, was seen banging on windows and doors of a home in an area back on November 18th. When the deputies responded, they smelled gasoline and noticed the side of a home on fire.
All right, well, this story right here caused a lot of stir on social media.
Yeah, people were real mad about this. It was released yesterday that Netflix was supposed to be dropping the sitcom Friends in January, and for lack of better words, people were protesting. However, an executive with links to Friends' contract tells USA Today the show will go on and continue to be available next year. That's exciting news there.
It is. Lots of people happy for that. I saw so much stuff on social media, just people mad.
Yes, I love Friends.
I do too. I haven't watched it in a while though.
I'll watch the whole thing and then restart it. I'll say weird things to Paul, like, how you doing? And Paul, you're supposed to respond. Did that work?
Could I be doing any more weather?
And speaking of the holidays, we do love movies.
Yes, they're so good.
I love The Grinch, but if you're a fan of It's a Wonderful Life, it's being released in a whole new way.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
And baseball fans, listen up. Right now, you can buy half-season ticket packages for Fayetteville's new minor league baseball team. The Woodpeckers are affiliated with the Houston Astros. There are 2 packages to choose from, a Friday and a Saturday package. Both include opening day. The 35-game packages start at $325, and they make for some really good Christmas gifts. Here's the third thing you need to know this morning. A day after Governor Cooper signed a measure to give nearly $300 million more to Hurricane Florence relief, he will be in Spring Lake touring the damage there. He will visit 2 homes and thank first responders and local officials. And there's more jobs coming to Wake County because tech company Pendo is expanding right here.
That's right. They're investing $34.5 million to grow its corporate headquarters during a 5-year span.
Plus, the U.S. and China are calling a truce, but it's looking uncertain. CBS's Giovanni Derpick joins us live from New York.
Good morning, Tanaya and Felicia. Details of the new 2. It suggests a limit of 1 hour a day. That's all for kids who are 2 and older. And Tanaya and Felicia, they were even talking about how a cardboard box would be great for sparking creativity. And I just don't know how that's going to go over with kids, right?
I know. It's like, my friend got an iPad, here's a box.
I used to play with cardboard boxes, so I like them.
Yeah,
I was one of those weird kids that would play with the box and not the toy.
Well, I think people do need less screen time.
I like jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah, a lot of people, their social skills are deteriorating because they're so used to being on screens. So I think that will definitely help if you get blocks or games to play with their friends. That'll be much better. Or a box.
Or a box. And cheaper.
Or a box.
Yes. All right, thank you for joining us today. All right, well, this is what everyone locally is talking about. Is it going to snow this weekend or tomorrow, maybe a little bit?
I know, it's the big question for the weekend. But regardless of what happens, the state DOT says they are prepared. The DOT actually budgeted $44.6 million for storm prep and ice removal. They have nearly 170,000 tons of salt and, get this, 1.5 million gallons of brine. They are ready for a lot, but with the snow also comes a chance for rain on the road.
Right, so usually we get some rain first and whatever they pre-treat washes off and then they're playing catch up. So it's just the nature of it. And this
taking you 16 minutes to get from Highway 1 to RTP. Felicia?
All right, Aaron, not too bad out there this morning. Time now is 6:21. Creating a building for Silent Sam caused dozens of students to shut down Franklin Street in protest. Why leaders chose to keep the statue on campus, and where students say they'd rather see that money go.